little while ago we did a braid called an illusion braid on our channel. It is also known as a mermaid braid, and it is basically two braids that are pinned together. Today we're going to be using that same concept with fishtail braids. So I've started by pulling all of her hair over to the side. Of course you can do it in the middle if you prefer. And then I'm going to split her hair in half. And then instead of just making the two braids separately and pinning them together, I'm going to start at the very top with a regular fishtail braid. And this is just going to make it look like it's more one braid and not two separate braids, so it helps with the illusion. So I'm going to start with a small strand here on the outside of the right piece, and I'm going to cross it over to the left. And then I'm going to take a small strand from the left and cross it over to the right. And I'm just going to repeat that one more time on each side, just so that there is a start to the top of the braid. Now that I have those first two strands crossed on each side, I'm going to kind of pull these tight, and then I'm going to rubber band one end while I work on the other side. So I have just placed the elastic right there at the top of one side of the braid. And then I'm going to start by making a regular fishtail braid here on the other side. And I am going to spray this down with a little bit of water before I start. So just the exact same way I started this braid here on top, I'm going to be making a small braid here on this one side. So I'm splitting this hair in half, and then I'm going to be bringing small strands from the outside of those two pieces over to the other side. As I'm braiding here at the top, I'm making sure that I'm not going too far out to this side because I want these braids laying right next to each other. Before I braid down too far on this braid, I'm going to be stretching out the strands just on this side. I want the middle to be left alone, and then these strands on the outside, I'm just going to pull them out gently. This first braid all done. I've stretched out along the outside of the braid. I'm going to remove this elastic, and same thing over here. I'm just going to make another fishtail braid, and this time I'm going to be stretching out the strands along this side so that both of the middle pieces are not stretched and the outside pieces are stretched. Okay, I'm done with both of these braids. If you want a more perfect looking braid, I would suggest not stretching out these outside strands, but I think it adds to the illusion that this is just one braid. And then as you can see, I did braid these really close together, and that is necessary. If you do them too far apart, it's not going to look right. So you want them stacked right next to each other, and then I'm just going to take them and run a bobby pin along the back of that. So you basically want half of the bobby pin going in on this side and half going in on this side, just so that it holds them together. And I'm going to do it underneath, so you can't really see what I'm doing, but that is the basic concept. The bobby pin is going to lay like this, and one side is going to be on each side of the pin. So I'm going to do that same thing all the way down to the bottom. I'll probably end up using 3 bobby pins. After you get those pinned together, you can just remove the elastics you have on each of those ends and then tie it together with one rubber band. And then if you want to go back through and stretch out these strands on the side a little bit more, it might look a little bit better, but that is the finished braid.